It's the Tuesday before Christmas break, so, you know, come to work with me today. Why not? This is the door I walk in. This is the front of the school. It's very sunny. Step one, turn on the lights. That's always good. Oh, and this one. Oopsie. And here's the state of the library this morning. It's not too bad. There's a random bin of books already that we have to do something with first thing this morning. I need to go look at my to-do list. Oh, and I know I've probably showed you all this before, but this is my reading wrapped. I said music wrapped, what am I talking about? Reading wrapped for the whole year. These are all the books I have read every month. And then I also put my star ratings on there. So here's my spoiler alert for November, which that video is probably already out. But anyway, the couple books I've read in December. So there we go. Well, hello, good people of YouTube, and welcome back to another day in the life of a high school librarian video. So I've had a lot of requests for these. I thought I would do another one before. Apparently it's always around Christmas time because I know the last time I did one I think was at Christmas. Today I thought would be a good video. It's a random Tuesday. It's actually the Tuesday before Christmas break. So we still have to go to school Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but tomorrow and Thursday I have classes back to back to back. I have 6 classes each day. So 12 classes I'll see here the next 2 days. Friday's gonna be kind of chaotic and weird anyway. We don't have classes for the last 2 hours of school on Friday. They go to the gym and just hang out to give teachers some extra planning time. It's like a gift to the teachers. Next 2 days I won't have time to get anything done because I have classes. I know I've said this before, like we're a really unique high school because I do kind of have a set schedule. Not like set, but not every day is a flexible day. All of our English classes come for a monthly visit to pick out their monthly independent reading book and do an activity. And now that we have block scheduling, my schedule is even stranger because now we only have 4 classes a day, except on Fridays, we go to all 8 classes. Fridays, it's chaotic. We'll talk more about that later if you want, but maybe I can make a video about how block scheduling has changed my job as a librarian, which it really has actually, because Fridays I now do something totally different. I was originally supposed to have some classes today, but they canceled because they're getting ready for like a Christmas party tomorrow, so they had to get some other stuff done and something else. Anyway, so let's look at my to-do list and see what I need to do today. Oh, before we look at the to-do list, I just have to tell you that the lady that normally works here behind my desk, she actually just had to have gallbladder surgery very suddenly on Saturday. Today's what, Tuesday? So yeah, she's not coming back this week. So I'm also watching her journalism classes. She does the yearbook and newspaper like alternating days. Yesterday I watched her newspaper class. Today I'm not only watching her yearbook class, I'm also in charge of passing out all the yearbooks during lunch. So that's my entire like 3rd block. So a 4th of my day today will be doing yearbook stuff. I used to be the yearbook advisor, so like I know how to do it, but just when I thought I'd gotten out of doing the yearbook stuff, here I am at it again. So here's our list. So I have a very long to-do list. It's just been ongoing for like 4 years. So the ones down here that say later, these I feel like I've been on there forever. I don't have to do this right now. What I have to do right now is like this stuff right here. Oh, okay. So I have to tell you this story, this cart story right here. Basically, we have some freshmen that are so bad that they are literally, their classes have been put on house arrest. Like our freshmen, they're just terrible this year. So they've been put on house arrest and we're not allowed to leave their classroom. So they couldn't come to their library. They'd canceled their library days last week. So instead of coming to library last Wednesday, Thursday, I asked the teacher, I was like, should I just send you a cart of books and let them check out from that cart? And she's like, yeah, do that. So I sent a cart of 100 books because she had like 76 kids yesterday and she's got like 80 I think today. So I sent 100 books for yesterday, 10 from every genre, from 10 different genres, books that we thought freshmen who don't really like to read would actually enjoy. And I let my TAs actually help pick a lot of them because they've read a lot of the books and like they know what students' interests are also. I actually really enjoy letting my TAs getting to choose the books for things like that. But anyway, we have to go down to her room here first hour and see how many books she still has left on that cart. I'm assuming she still has quite a few because she sent me a list yesterday of students that checked out books that I need to, she just wrote them down by hand. So we have to check those out today too. But I don't think that there are very many that got checked out. So I may not have to replace very many, but I'll see how many she's got and maybe I'll have my first hour TAs go ahead and gather some more books and send down to her cart. We're having a staff potluck. I just have to change to what I'm bringing because I'm not bringing the same thing anymore. Oh, I need to look at more prizes from Scholastic. Let's do that today, actually. You can come along with me on this journey. We're gonna look at this table over here that has some prizes and boxes and bags and various things that I use from Scholastic for contests and things like that. So we could go through and see what other things we need to order as prizes. We can use our Scholastic dollars that we earned at the book fair. Yay. I need to make sure that, okay, we have to make another field trip. So it's gonna be a lot of field trips this morning. I usually don't get out of the library that much, but we've got to go downstairs and make sure that there is a table set up outside the cafeteria for yearbook distribution. Speaking of that, I also realized I'm not gonna get time to actually take lunch today because I'm gonna have to sit down there at least part of the time, I think, for every single lunch to help distribute yearbooks, or at least to help get the kids set up. And the yearbook class takes second lunch. So that's typically when I would take lunch, but somebody has to be set up downstairs to pass out the yearbooks during second lunch. So that's gonna be me. So when do I eat lunch? So I'm gonna eat lunch before the lunch block actually starts. I'm gonna eat lunch 11:30 to 12 because that's the end of second block. My husband's actually off work today because he teaches in Frankfurt, and they get the day off today because it's the governor's inauguration. So they're all out of school. So he's gonna bring me lunch today. So we'll also have a fun visitor. Maybe he can even make a little cameo. I'm sure he'll love that in this video. We have an early morning class that meets before school. It's I think we only have 2 this year, but one is an English class, and that class actually, let's see, they meet every single day from 7:45 to 8:40. I think they get out a little early. They don't go all the way, I don't think, till 8:40. But anyway, they're seniors, so I want to make sure that they know what books they have out, especially if they're older, like overdue books. So I already printed their little slips yesterday. I just need to cut them and take them to that teacher and say, hey, could you please hand these out? I could go do that right now. I will if I have time. We'll see. Maybe while they're still in class. Or no, maybe I'll just take it to her later. Well, and I'll tell you about this too. I have to, hold on. I'm going to go ahead and add some more. That same teacher, Miss Keller, she's the head of our English department, and she caught me in the hallway the other day, and we kind of came up with a plan for me to write a newspaper article. So that teacher, Miss Keller, she writes an article for our local newspaper every single month about what's going on at the school. But this month she's really busy, and then she also was like, hey, you should write an article sometime about what's going on in the library. And I was like, can anybody just write a newspaper article and submit it? Is that how this works? And she's like, yeah, you can definitely do that. And then she's like, wait a minute, I've got a plan. Why don't you write this month's article? So basically now she doesn't have to do it, and then I get to do it instead. And it's due by this Friday, but it's done. I wrote it yesterday. It took me all morning. Last week I did the outline for it because I have to go into everything with an outline. I basically wrote it like it was an essay because I don't know how to write a newspaper article. I've never done that. I've only ever written essays, like a ton of them. So I made the outline last week, and then yesterday I spent the first 2 periods of the day writing and proofreading and editing and revising and all that good stuff. So that was till like noon, and then I spent the 3rd block watching the journalism class and making sure they got the newspaper done for this week, and then 4th block yesterday, I just kind of did a bunch of random stuff that was behind because I'd had no other time for the rest of the day. So today we're going to finalize the article because the next 2 days where I have classes back to back to back, I probably won't have much time. So I'm waiting on Miss Keller to tell me how my article sounds. If you want, I can show it to you. It's this. It's called Turning a New Page, The Evolution of the Scott County High School Library. And I love the ending. You just have to see the ending. I totally mention my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's cheesy, I know, but anyway. So it's like 1,000 words. It was way more than I anticipated. I was gonna make it just like 500 words, but the hardest part was figuring out how to tie everything together because I didn't want it to just be a list of like, here's something going on in the library, here's something else going on in the library, here's something else going on in the library, and just a list of cool stuff. But instead, it's like various kind of ways that we have tried to transform our library from like a traditional space to a place more where you can like do stuff or make stuff or whatever. So that's really the theme of that article. So I'm waiting on that teacher to tell me what she thinks I need to do with it. I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do this. I have to do that at home. 9 weeks, that's something else. Okay, so really there's not a ton on the to-do list today. It's more about making sure the yearbooks get done, get passed out. So going downstairs, making sure the table's there, going right now and checking this cart. Oh, and then dealing with the books outside. Okay, let's go set up the library. So every morning I have to turn on a bunch of computers. This is the front computer, obviously. This is where we do all the check-in and check-out. So I get this one set up. So we now have a new system where actually the TAs have their own account on here. So they have less, like fewer permissions to do stuff. They still can do most things. And I see a hold that needs to be delivered up here, but actually that hold is on a book that still needs to be covered. This is the stack of books that still needs to be covered. And I actually let a student, I have one student who is so methodical and like make sure that the books are perfect when we cover it with this laminate stuff, because these are paperback, that we still, it's actually, I know, Hatchet, right? It's still popular even in high school, but I had to order 2 more copies because ours were lost. So there we go. Hey, I read this book last month, and hey, the fixer, Jennifer Lynn Barnes, she's so popular now, so I thought I'd order some of her like back catalog of books. So, oh yeah, here's what we had going on. This is what we are doing tomorrow, and we've been doing it for the last couple weeks. A little book tasting at the Book Bistro, and I also dress up as a chef, and they fill out little fake Yelp reviews, and it's a whole little cute thing. And we turn on our little tea lights, and so there we go. We got to keep this dragon from the book fair, and we had a naming contest for him, so that was fun. His name, the winning name, was Atronox Lavelle, which we thought was super cool. Also, here's our book tree. So these are actually discarded books from last year. Now that we have so many, like 1,000 books in this tree or something, or at least 500, we were actually able to, but we ran out of room at the top right here because this is solid. It's not hollow. Like there are books all the way through, all the way in the middle. So if, you know, they fall over, they're not gonna all fall over. But because of that, we actually ran out of books by the top. I have a student that makes these little paper stars, but we asked him to make a huge one and he did. So that's super cute. I'll turn on this computer every day because it's the catalog computer. And then the other computer, sometimes I turn on the big screen over there, that big TV. Oh, you gotta see our little display. The Island of Misfit books, and we put wrapping paper on the cart. Isn't that so cute? Oh, hey, a couple of them are gone. These are books that have never once been checked out since they've been in our library. So I'll grab a couple more for down there, I suppose. The other one that we set up is to keep track of all the students that are coming in and out of the library on a daily basis. We used to have a paper sign-in sheet, but now our system is amazing because it's this thing called Library Track. And basically it emails the teacher as soon as the student arrives and as soon as they leave. So the teacher knows exactly what time that the student signed out. Let's just say we have caught some students skipping with this thing. But yeah, it's called Library Track, and basically what you do is you put in your first name, last name, the reason that you are checking out a book, and then the teacher that sent you there. So it's pretty cool. So that's all the setup for this morning. I'm gonna go ahead and get started and keep you updated throughout the day with what I'm doing. My desk is actually looking pretty good. It's usually terrible. I know this doesn't look great, but it's better than it usually is. I could go through and see if there's anything else I can kind of clear off here and do something with. But I think if we can go take care of the cart first hour and make sure the table's set up and send the slips to Miss Keller and maybe meet with her about the article, I would be pretty happy. That moment when you realize you've totally forgot your earrings and you had little Christmas tree earrings laid out and you forgot to put them on. Oh well. Anyway, I realized I also cannot even go do anything yet until the bell rings here in like 6 minutes. I can't go do my errands I really need to be somewhere else for because my TAs aren't here yet and I can't leave the library totally unattended. I don't want to lock it because some other people come in for first hour, but my aide not here, so I can't leave. Basically, I'm just stuck in here. I'm just gonna go check my emails because I have like 8 emails too. Just now going on the first errand to take these little slips and ask if the teacher needs another book cart, which like I said, I don't think she does, but I just got out of the library because I was actually talking to another teacher for like 20 minutes. So here we go. Okay, we're going on errand number 2 to check out the yearbook situation. I think I see a table. Maybe we could use this one. Aha. Wow, there are no students in the hallway. This is really, really weird. So there's the cafeteria. Could be our table. Also, I totally forgot to tell you something else going on. Look at this amazing email I got. This is from somebody at the Lexington Public Library about their maker spaces. I'm going to tour their maker spaces, all 3 of them, on January 18th to get ready to build our maker space. And look, she made me a little schedule. I want to ask her if I can film a YouTube video of a tour of her maker spaces because, oh my gosh, this is like, you know, Lexington's like the second biggest city in Kentucky. So this would be amazing. We discovered another possible idea. So the teacher I said I sent her like a cart of books, we realized that that was super, super popular apparently. Like the kids loved having the cart of books to choose from, and students that would normally never check out a book actually checked out a book. So I'm thinking that maybe I'm like formulating a plan here. What if between library visits, like students come once a month, but a lot of students read more than 1 book a month. So what if halfway between library visits, like 2 weeks between, I send an English teacher a cart of books and I'm like, here's some more books. If your kids are done, let them choose some. That sounds amazing. And they could just write down the barcode numbers and then maybe leave it in their room for a couple days, and then I'll wheel it down to like the next teacher or whatever. The only problem is that I would need to know what books are on the cart, I think, because students would come here looking for them and I wouldn't know which books they are. So that'd be the only problem. But new idea in the works. Okay, it's time to see what prizes we still have available from Scholastic so that we can order more. Oh, and speaking of Scholastic, I actually just got a phone call and like a 2-minute long voicemail from a lady from Scholastic who wants me to do another book fair. So our book fair in the fall was really successful, one of our best ones we've ever had. And if we do a second book fair in the spring, we actually keep 60% of the profit instead of 50 or 40. So I don't know if you have to hit a certain amount. I'm gonna have to ask her, like if you don't have to hit any certain amount, if I could just sell $2,000 worth of books and get to keep 1,000 or more than 1,000, like I would do that. But if there's a maximum you have to hit to keep 60%, then I wouldn't do it. So I'm gonna ask her about that, but I can't imagine I'd want to do another one in the spring, especially with getting ready to move to the new school. I think one a year is probably enough. Okay, so let's look at our prize closet. So I use these prizes for things like when we did book bingo with book club, or actually I've had a couple students with a teacher that did a little contest, and if they read like 20 books or something, she was gonna give them a prize, but at that point she couldn't figure out any other prizes. So I was like, hey, just let them have something out of the prize closet. Okay, I definitely don't need any more socks. Like, I've got a ton of socks. Some of the best prizes have already been taken, which is why I need to order some more, because I had like book blankets that were themed to look like a due date slip or something. Nobody really wants this one. I had bags that people took already. I thought they would go for these book leggings, but they did not. So that's kind of sad. I think it only came in one size. Okay, that's small/medium. I guess I need to see if I have like a large/extra large or something. Sorry, I also keep looking to see if my husband is here yet. It's not time, but soon he's going to bring me McDonald's. I don't need McDonald's, but I'm very excited about it. Anyway, so we have a medium size. I think I have this in multiple sizes. Reading is my favorite sport. I think it's kind of like a baseball style kind of shirt. Maybe it's like 3/4 length possibly. Just one more chapter. I probably need to see what sizes I have these in and make sure I have one of every size. This also says reading is my favorite sport. Surprisingly, I still have a lot of the t-shirts, which is good because they're actually quite expensive. Oh, I had book tumblers as well. I think I even had a Christmas themed one. So I need to get those, and then just some lanyards. Is this really all I have left in the 2 umbrellas? So that's kind of sad. I thought I had a lot more. Okay, turns out I need, okay, well I do have a few of these left. I gave these for prizes too. Ooh, do they smell good? They do. I'll probably grab some of these too. Maybe not the smelly ones because the scent like goes away, but maybe I'll grab these. So let's go look on Scholastic's website and see what we can find. And I made my coffee, and today they gave us a special delivery of a cookie and pop. We could actually sign up for whatever snack we wanted, and I picked an M&M cookie that I only ate half of. I controlled myself because I knew I was having McDonald's for lunch. And yeah, so I got coffee. I ordered some stuff from Scholastic, and I feel bad that I didn't show you it before I clicked submit, because now you didn't get to see these cool things. But I ordered like a backpack. Now they're kind of expensive, but they're going to be really, really nice prizes for like really special contests. Like I will not give very many away per year, so this should actually last like for sure for a year, which is good considering the total down there. So I ordered like a backpack, a lap desk, a keychain. Oh, this book pattern power bank. Books tumbler that was like for Halloween. Like I said, I'm so sorry you don't get to see the pictures, but like squishy balls and a water bottle and some floating pens because kids love those. So I did get a bunch of random stuff. UV pens. I'm gonna give away the smaller things like the pens for like smaller prizes. So anyway, yeah, I spent a lot of my Scholastic dollars, and look at the shipping. Oh dear goodness. I told you I was getting McDonald's for lunch. Yay. Thank you, husband. Okay, I'm gonna eat this and then I'm gonna go deliver the yearbooks. So lunch is over, and I made a cute little flyer on Canva. Look at that. Happy holidays, grab a free book. And I'm going to put some free books on a cart out in the hallway because I've got a bunch of books that I need to get rid of. I don't know, I probably showed you before. We actually had a bunch of books donated to us years ago by a man who actually now passed away, but he donated some really nice sets of books. I can kind of show you what they look like these, like this, in different branches of the military. What is this one? Seafarer books or something? Great Cities. Yeah, I think there's one more. Or is this the Seafarers one? Yeah, that's the Seafarers one. I can't really read it. It's like really, really tiny. Anyway, they're like super nice sets, and they're all out there on the shelves, but we just can't transport all these books to the new building. So we didn't catalog them or anything, but there's also a bunch of like random other books that are just kind of, I don't know, you can kind of see them like just random ones. So I'm gonna put a bunch in the cart on the hallway, and hopefully people will check, just take them. But Yearbook is going on right now. Technically they're at lunch, but I had to get some kids to take a different lunch so that they could sell yearbooks during every lunch. But there was a fiasco with the table situation because I had talked to our secretary yesterday, and she was going to make sure the custodians had a table for us to put all the stuff on it right outside the cafeteria for yearbook distribution. And I went down there this morning. Well, you saw me. I filmed it. There's a table down there, right? We saw that. We have video evidence. But somebody else was using it when we went down there. but technically there were 2 tables, and they claimed both of them. So I'm thinking maybe one was ours and one was theirs. But either way, we didn't have a table, and I could not get a hold of anybody. I was calling everybody in the building that I could think to call that could help me get a table set up. But I couldn't leave the library because I still had the rest of the yearbook class and no one to watch them. So I couldn't go down there myself. So I was like, guys, you got to go find an assistant principal. They're all in the cafeteria anyway. Get them to come and get you a table. And so they did. So thank you, Coach Helton, because he got us a table. And I think everything's going to be going pretty smoothly. They literally said they only handed out like 1 yearbook at first lunch. But I think once people start seeing that, hey, yearbooks are being handed out and the assistant principals are making announcements during lunch here about it. So anyway, that is the current plan. And then I'm just going to kind of sit out here with the class and try to get a couple things done while the yearbook class is in here, because really they're not doing anything else except making sure the yearbooks get passed out. So we're gonna have like an hour just to sit there. So I'm gonna get some other stuff done. I literally had to leave a note for my TA and a little class that it turns out I had to watch to let them know that I would be late coming back to the library and that the library would be locked because I was in charge of too much other stuff. 3 different students claimed huge stacks of books. Well, not huge, but decent sized stacks of books from those used books. So I'm saving for them to come and pick up at the end of the day. Well, that was wild. I had to run downstairs like as fast as I could at the very end of class because I didn't want to leave the class unattended, but also the yearbooks couldn't be left unattended downstairs. So like the last 2 minutes, I like ran downstairs, got the cart, made sure they were stored away and locked away, and then got everything back up here. But I was asked earlier today, I forgot to tell you, I was asked to watch this little BCTC, which is like a college class. I had to watch them as well. So I had to like run up here, and now I'm gonna work on getting some stuff off my desk and also checking all my emails and things like that. I'm just gonna try to get ready for, like I said, classes the next 2 days, but I will keep you updated. Just to show you what's on my desk, look at this. We had visitors, visiting teachers from Hong Kong that came, and they gave us all 2 little presents for every teacher. They just wanted to see kind of like what our schools are like, I suppose. And so yeah, I got this little necklace, and then look at this. The box, first of all, is just beautiful, but it's a ruler that looks like kind of like a bookmark. So you know what, I'm gonna use it as a bookmark. Is that not like the prettiest bookmark ever? These drawers are so terrible, and so are honestly all of the drawers that need to be organized before we move to the new school. This is going to be just a days-long affair of just organizing every single thing in the library. I also wanted to show you guys this. We are doing a new system where we're using these little labels to organize all of our books, to tell students exactly what genre that they're in. Not genre, gosh, what am I talking about? What number in a series that they are in, mostly fantasy and sci-fi and some mystery. But this way students can just really more easily find like the exact book they're looking for and not accidentally grab the wrong one in the series. The bell rang. Yay, ding, ding, ding. School is over. I've not got to update you as much the second half of the day because things have been crazy. So I'm trying to multitask and kind of clean up here so I can get out of here. My husband, of course, well, you saw he's off work today, so he picked up our baby a little early. So I'm going to get home and go play with them. But let me show you what I have been working on. Got rid of a ton of these big sets of books. These are the ones I mentioned earlier, and they were stored right here. And look how many I got rid of today. Like these shelves were full and now they're not. So yay. And a few of these too, now everything's falling down. But what I'm curious is to see too is how many books were taken from the cart in the hallway. So let's check that on our way out. I was shutting down the library time. We're just gonna unplug our Christmas tree. I've already been turning off all the computers. If that thing's ever turned on, I deal with that. You know, I turn that on as well. We're getting ready to do this again tomorrow. So another thing I had to do was copy a ton more of these, and my TAs fold them. These are folded the wrong way. That's fine. I copied it the right way this time. But these are their little Yelp reviews that they're going to do tomorrow for the books that they taste. There's one book from each genre on here, and I let students choose most of these, like my TAs that are big time readers. And we kind of go by the class too, knowing like, hey, these are going to be freshmen. Let's not pick giant books that they'd be scared of. Or if it's dual credit, like, okay, yeah, they might even enjoy some classics or whatever. But anyway, they stay at one table to do 3 little reviews right here. And then they move to another table to do 3 more just to get a smattering. So here's like what they fill out. It's really short. I like to keep it fun. And this is the back. Because if we don't keep it fun, they just don't look forward to library day. I don't want it to be extra work. It's supposed to be, hey, pick a book and enjoy reading. So it is supposed to be a fun experience. And I have a holiday apron and a chef's hat, and I actually wear these during the activity, which I know is cheesy, but it's fine. I also cut the little slips tomorrow for the students coming for their library visit. I need to get this hung back up. This is going to be a display that we have for some empty shelves that are kind of like over that way. We're gonna hang this up and find some books that have really good first lines. I need to take this back to a teacher. The cart was a great success. Like I mentioned, I think we're gonna even do some possible carts from now on, so that'll be fun. And oh, and then of course, yeah, I started numbering just a few books in a series that's something we've been doing anyway. What else have I been doing? Oh, just getting ready for upcoming stuff, like getting ready for some classes. Oh, and one of my classes canceled. I was supposed to, when we come back from the break, I was supposed to have classes like every hour, multiple classes a day, but this teacher only has 3 English classes, so he's only coming certain times anyway. And then the other teacher that was supposed to come actually moved his visit to another time. So when I come back from the break, because we're off Monday, Tuesday of this January, first week of January, and then yeah, that'll be really good. That'll make it a much easier time to plan for and to come back to not jump into like a million classes every day. Fridays, I'll have to just explain Fridays to you because they're crazy. We have book club in the morning. I have nothing first hour. I have a class every single period, different numbers of classes, except during advisory, I don't have anybody. And then I'm going to have a meeting that I have to attend, a Zoom meeting when I come back from the break. Because, surprise, yay, I'm presenting at KISTE, which is the state technology conference, like for educators. And yeah, this is my little thing that they made for me. I'm presenting on March 13th in Louisville at the Kentucky International Convention Center. And look what I'm presenting about, channeling your knowledge, how to create your very own YouTube channel. So meta, I know, right? Like I'm going to be presenting about YouTube. But I thought that'd be something really interesting that a lot of teachers might not ever consider doing. And people love to see what other people are doing. Like, right? I'd love to see behind the scenes of a teacher, like an English teacher, what they do in a day before I become an English teacher, right? So I think things like this would be helpful, and people don't realize like it's not that hard to start making YouTube videos. You just have to know how to do it. So I'm going to tell them how to do it and why. So I thought that would be fun. Anyway, I've got a Zoom meeting that's mandatory the Friday we come back from the break to get that done. Anyway, I'm going to go pack my stuff. I'm trying to think if I did anything else. Oh, I got an email about the foreign exchange students. Sorry, my arm's getting tired and I didn't want to get my tripod out. The foreign exchange students are leaving after Christmas break, and there are 5 of them, and it turns out 4 of them have, or is it, I think that was what it was. Is it that? I don't know. Yeah, 5 of them, and like 4 of them had a book checked out. So I had to see where they are the next couple of days so that I can go and try to track them down. And I printed out their little papers that tell what books they have out so that they can bring them back. Anything else I did? I don't even know. I'm sure I did something else in between. But honestly, I accomplished a lot more than I thought I was going to. More on my to-do list than I anticipated. So I think one reason, honestly, was this video is very motivating. So thank you all for making me do this video because I was like, oh, I could show them this. I could do this. I could do that. Today was very different than a lot of other days. Very, very different. I was mostly focused on getting rid of these books. I was coordinating constantly with teachers emailing me about like what sets of books that they wanted. And then I was doing the yearbook. I feel like that took up a lot of the time, but that's not a typical thing. But sometimes you just do other things like that. You just never know. That's always the lesson of these videos is you just don't know what's going to pop up, or you don't know what you're going to really focus on for the day. I had really no anticipation at all of focusing on giving away the old books, but it just sort of happened. So then I worked on that. Let's go check the cart in the hallway though on our way out. Yeah, can't get out of the building anyway because look at all the buses. So basically I just have to wait and drink my leftover Pepsi until everybody leaves, because it takes like at least 15 minutes to actually get out of the parking lot after the bell rings. And here's the most satisfying sound of the day. Ready? There we go. Okay, we are leaving. And let's go check our book cart and see if anybody has checked out any of the, or not checked out, but taken any of the books. Bye, school. It's like we arrived at sunrise and here we go, leaving at sunset, basically. I always feel like it's so awkward to be filming at school when people are in the hallway, so I'm having to do voiceovers, I feel like now. It's going to be a thing. Also, I'm finally leaving, but tomorrow it's going to be so weird not talking to you guys. I feel like on days I film this, I just feel like I'm just narrating my life, even though I don't even do it that often, but that's just what it feels like. So then the next day I'm like, this is weird. I'm not telling anyone what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. Why am I just doing this if I'm not telling anybody what I'm doing? Which is why I have like weekly, or not weekly, but like 9 weeks reports that I send out, and end of year reports to tell everybody in my building what I'm doing. But anyway, let me know down below if this was remotely helpful. If you want to see more videos like this, let's go ahead and just start backing out of this parking lot. I'm getting home, so I'm gonna go home to my 2-year-old and not have to grade any papers because I'm not an English teacher anymore. It's great. All right, well, I will talk to you guys again later. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye.